Milestones are an incredibly important time for everyone in your life. And the reason that we look at the statistics of milestones, I think, in our lives is so that we can see how much time it's taken us to achieve the stuff that we have up until the certain point that that milestone occurs. Like, one milestone that I have this year is that I'm turning 25, which is a little bit terrifying because I still feel like I'm a teenager, like most people my age and beyond actually probably do, even if they get good at hiding it. Another milestone in my life is that I've been doing the job that I'm doing now. This year will be the 5th season of doing that job. Another milestone in my life is that I've been in the relationship that I'm in for 5 years now, almost, when it gets to the anniversary date. I've just been thinking about milestones a lot recently. The main reason being is because this, what you're watching right now, is my 300th video upload. 300 on YouTube? At this point in my life, I'm probably the most stable and the most happy right now than I have been since I left home to go to university, which was a really scary time. And I did make a video on it actually, which I would say you can see here in my hand, but of course you can't because YouTube doesn't do those links anymore. So I think one of the main reasons that I'm still making these videos, that I'm still doing this, that I'm still on camera, on YouTube, annoying your faces, is because I enjoy it. There are a lot of people who start making YouTube videos in the world because of the fact that they want to be the next big thing. They want to be famous, they think it's going to be a great way to make money. And that, I think, in my personal opinion, is the wrong way to begin a thing. Even though it's great to have ambition for stuff, and don't get me wrong, ambition goes a really long way. I think one of the reasons that I'm holding the job that I am now is because I've fought and fought for it. Even when I injured myself for a year, I still went back to the audition, I still tried my hardest, and I'm there again now. And I think, of course, ambition is a driving force to get you where you want to be. But if you start with a very difficult, specific intention in mind, then you are setting yourself up for a lot of failure, and you have to be prepared to fail a lot if you set yourself up for failure of that scale. I think it's really difficult sometimes when you start something with a specific goal in mind, like I'm gonna be the next big YouTuber, yeah, everybody watch me because I'm being controversial and doing only stuff that people are gonna wanna watch, then it's really hard for you to be happy doing it, in my personal opinion, because I think the reason that I'm so happy doing this and that I enjoy doing it so much is because of the fact that I'm just doing it because I love it and because I want to. I don't make this stuff for anyone else, I make it for me. If you set yourself up to do something amazing and then you get a lot of feedback on it saying, you know, it's crap, it might drive you away. And I think if you're doing it because you love it, in the end you just go, I don't care what people think, I'm going to make it anyway. But if you're doing it because you're striving to be this incredible thing that pleases everyone who watches it, then that's so hard to do. Generally, you will always displease somebody by something that you have made. If you have constructive criticism for something, then fine, go for it, put that out there, because that will make people better at what they do. But if you're doing it to be an arsehole, don't. I watched a film yesterday called Whiplash. And despite all of my friends saying it's an amazing film, you're going to love it, I personally hated it. The character, played by J.K. Simmons, was a bastard. According to him, he was doing everything in his power to make people better at what they do. But his methods were unorthodox, were rude, were violent, were horrible, and he was generally a disgusting, vile character. Now, I know that that's exactly what they wanted to put across with his performance and with his character, and apparently he did win an award for his performance in that film, so well done, that's cool. And no disrespect to the actor whatsoever, because I think he did a great job in portraying the character, otherwise I would not strongly feel as much as I do that I despise him. J.K. Simmons' character in the film was essentially pushing one of his students, and actually quite a few of his students before this guy as well, so far that they felt like if they didn't do it his way, they were wrong and they were never going to be successful. If you're doing what you're doing and trying to get to the place that you're trying to get to for someone else, not because it makes you happy specifically, but because you feel like you have to push yourself to the point where, and I'm going to use Whiplash as the example, to the point where you're bleeding because you're trying so hard to make yourself better for another person, then that is shit. That man that J.K. Simmons was portraying in that film, people like that really do exist in the world. Although art is, you know, obviously based on people's opinions anyway at the end of the day, there isn't one set way to do it. Like, that's the thing with creative things. The freedom should be there for you to express yourself. If it's not, if you're ending up expressing someone else's vision, then that's wrong to an extent, because if you feel like you're doing that just because they want it done that way and just to please them, then that's not right. Your milestone shouldn't be, I want 1,000 subscribers on YouTube because someone specific has 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Your milestone should be, I want to get to this point with YouTube or with art or with performing or whatever for myself. I want to get there because that's what would make me happy. I want to get there because I have the drive to be better at that thing. I feel very happy with where I am, and I feel like I've got to this point because I've followed the things that I believe in and have never stopped doing that. I think it's great that I've made 300 videos on YouTube, but that's because most of those videos I am very proud of and that I'm happy that I've made. And a lot of it is just for a laugh.
Carry on.
I'm sorry, I am, but I like doing this, so I'm going to stick around whether you like it or not.